On tonight's edition of NewsWatch, I'll tell you more about what state has reinforced their death penalty.
And I'll have news about who stepped down after the Iowa caucuses.
And I'll have the news on all things sports.
And it was a bitter, cold morning. It's been a very chilly day for us here in Iowa, but we have got a big warm-up ahead. I'm going to be telling you about that coming up next. NewsWatch starts right now.
Don't go anywhere. NewsWatch starts now. Hello, good evening, and welcome to NewsWatch. I'm Josh Lamberty.
And I'm Ryan Pattee. Thank you for joining us. A hydrologist has claimed that western Iowa will once again receive massive amounts of flooding in the spring as it had in 2019. Kevin Lowe of the Missouri River Basin River Forecast Center says that higher than average soil moisture will cause above or well above average flooding come spring. Many areas in western Iowa had only just recovered from flooding in 2019 when many levees broke away and flooded fields, highways, and some towns. Some of those levees have yet to be completely repaired, and determining where and when the flooding will be located has yet to be determined. The National Weather Service will make its official announcement next week on February 18th.
Des Moines drivers might have to take a different way home tonight. Waterworks crews are fixing 3 water main breaks in the city. This work has closed parts of roads and side streets. The breaks happened on East 29th and John Patterson, Southwest 7th Street in Lomas, and East Hubble Avenue. It will take crews about 4 to 6 hours to fix each of these issues.
Iowa's Democratic Party chair, Troy Price, has resigned from his position following the chaos that was the Iowa caucuses. In his resignation letter, Price stated, quote, "As chair of this party, I am deeply sorry for what happened and bear the responsibility for any failures on behalf of the Iowa Democratic Party," end quote. The culprit of the chaos was a coding failure on an app used to help count the caucus results. However, the closeness of those results has caused Democratic candidates Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders to do a recanvass of certain areas across Iowa, which was granted. The recanvass will begin on Sunday, February 16th, and is expected to end 2 days after.
A West Des Moines man faces several counts of sexual exploitation of children. According to a criminal complaint, Michael Jonathan Phelps had hundreds of videos and pictures of child pornography. He was arrested and released from the Polk County Jail on February 7th. His first hearing is scheduled for the 24th. Police also requested a no-contact order for children while the case is being investigated.
A Ford Dodge man who's suspected of beating another man to death in October of 2019 has had his trial delayed after he was found to be mentally unfit for court proceedings. 36-year-old Joshua Pendleton is accused with the first-degree murder of Reverend Alan Henderson, a senior pastor at St. Paul's Church in Fort Dodge. No other information has been released about the murder. Pendleton will be getting treatment at the Iowa Medical Classification Facility.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more NewsWatch after this break. Welcome back to NewsWatch. Thanks for joining us. Another case of the coronavirus is confirmed in the U.S., this time in Texas. Health officials announced this 15th case this morning. The patient is an evacuee from China and is now quarantined in Texas at a local hospital. 2 earlier cases were reported yesterday. Those cases involved evacuees from the Chinese city of Wuhan. They were flown to Southern California, and 2 Iowans who traveled to China returned last week, and they tested negative for the virus.
The search for 6-year-old Faye Swetlick has come to an end after she was found dead in Churchill Heights by South Carolina police on Thursday. Her death is being investigated as a homicide, and another body of a deceased male has been found in the area. The neighborhood, according to police, there is no current danger to the community. Swetlick's disappearance happened 3 days ago when she was last seen getting off of her school bus and then playing in the front yard of her home. Her disappearance sparked a massive search inside of the Churchill community. The current investigation into what exactly happened is still underway.
It's one thing students and parents alike hope never happens in their school, an active shooter. But one of the nation's largest teachers' unions is opposing active shooter drills. The American Federation of Teachers says the drills are becoming more common, but shouldn't happen without warning. The union suggests parents receive information about the drill in advance. They also recommend that information be created by a team of mental health experts.
Costco on Mills Civic in Des Moines will be amongst the many stores to roll out a new 27-pound bucket of macaroni and cheese to consumers. This winter, the Chef's Banquet brand contains 180 servings and runs at an astonishing $89.99 a tub. The servings are individually packaged elbow macaroni noodles with cheddar cheese sauce and have a shelf life of 20 years. The product is also available online at Amazon, currently retailing $149.99. This one is definitely a must-have for mac and cheese fanatics.
For the first time in 5 years, Oklahoma will resume executions for inmates on death row. Attorney General Mike Hunter said in a press conference the state will use a 3-drug combination. He also said a source for those drugs is finalized. These are the same 3 drugs that caused problems and caused a stop in executions. There's now a 5-month waiting period before any executions are scheduled. More than 24 inmates are waiting for an execution date, and there are 47 inmates in total on Oklahoma's death row.
Don't go anywhere. After the break, we will have Jacob with the weather. NewsWatch is back after this.
Absolutely frigid. We had those wind chills into the negative 30s. We still have a wind chill advisory in effect tonight. -1 is where we sit at right now for our air temperature. Feels like -13. That's actually relatively better than what we had this morning. We're in the negative 30s. So we're getting a little bit better, and we've got big time improvement over the next 48 hours. -1 still in Ames here. -10 up in Mason City, sitting at a balmy 0 degrees in Des Moines. So we are in the single digits above and below 0 across the state of Iowa. This wind chill advisory has been in effect since last night. They went ahead and extended that all the way through 10 a.m. tomorrow. So we're expecting these wind chills to stay chilly overnight, and then by the time we get to about 10 a.m. tomorrow, things are going to start to improve for us. We'll be back into the 20s for highs as we go into the afternoon hours. That wind chill warning remains in Mason City, that area there. They've been seeing some absolutely nasty wind chills near -45 earlier this morning. So we've been dealing with the cold all day, and we're going to be continuing to see some of that tonight. -11 is where we sit at for the wind chill right now. -21 still in Mason City. So they're going to be seeing some of those -20-degree temperatures as we go into the overnight hours tonight. We'll stick in those teens below zeros as we go into the overnight hours. The big key, the reason why we're not seeing it so low of wind chills tonight is because we have calm winds. There's not a whole lot of wind. That wind was howling last night. We had that blowing snow about a ½ inch on campus. So things are a lot calmer tonight, and that'll keep those wind chills up just a little bit for us. So here's the futurecast for the wind chills, -9 there by the time we reach the morning hours. So things are going to be already improving by the time you're getting ready to walk to class for your Friday. As we go into Saturday morning, you notice we're already in the teens above 0, and we're going to warm up this weekend. We're going to be near 40 degrees as we go into both Saturday and Sunday. So things are really going to be increasing really quickly. Usually this lasts a little bit longer, but really a very short-lived event for us, back into the 20s for wind chills as we go into later on Saturday. Futurecast winds remaining very light overnight tonight. The winds are going to be on the increase as we go into tomorrow, and this is actually going to let us warm up a little bit, back up into the 20s. So we'll see that coming out of the south here, upwards of 24 miles an hour over in Spencer. So we're going to be seeing some gustier winds throughout the day, but that's going to actually warm us up. So we'll be thankful for that. And then much, much warmer as we go into Saturday, and pretty much lighter winds as well. So it should be a nice day for us as we go into your Saturday. As we go into the highs for tomorrow, 22 in Ames, still sticking in the teens. Up in northeast Iowa, we'll see 31 degrees over in Council Bluffs. So that's the air that's starting to move into our area as we go into the weekend. Remaining very clear tomorrow as well. We'll see a lot of that deceiving sunshine once again. More clouds as we head into the weekend. A few partly cloudy skies on Saturday, and then mostly cloudy as we head into Sunday. But then as we go into Monday, there's some disagreement here on what's going to exactly happen, but we could actually see some physical rain on Monday morning. We could be seeing that throughout the day, then a mix up in northern Iowa, and then some snow up into Minnesota. But we should be actually warm enough to see just all plain rain here in Ames. So that's how much we're going to be warming up over the weekend, and then a slight chance for some snow on Tuesday and Wednesday. Things are going to begin to cool down for the middle part of the week, and then we'll be right back into warmer conditions as we head into next weekend. But for tonight, -8. We will see those wind chills in the negative teens, but not quite as bad as last night. But those air temperatures will still be cold with those calmer winds. 22 tomorrow, lots of sun. sunshine. It will be warmer. It'll feel a lot better out there with those wind chills as well. And as we head into the rest of your Valentine's weekend, 39 on Saturday, 40 on Sunday, 40 on Monday as well. That chance of rain, maybe a little bit of a mix in there for us. But check out as we go into the rest of the week. 28 there on Tuesday, back to 19 as we go into Wednesday. Nothing below 0 as we go into the overnight lows next week, but it will be a little bit colder as we head into the middle of next week. That's all time we got for weather tonight. We'll be right back with sports.
Welcome back. The Iowa State men's basketball team lost 61-90 to the Oklahoma Sooners last night in Norman. It was the Cyclones' first game without star point guard Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton fractured his wrist on Saturday against the Kansas State Wildcats, effectively ending the season. In his absence, the Cyclones' leading scorer was Terrence Lewis with 17 points. Lewis logged a season-high 25 minutes on Wednesday night. The loss drops Iowa State to 10-14 overall and 3-8 in Big 12 play. They will be back in action in Ames on Saturday as they battle the Texas Longhorns. The tip is scheduled for 1 p.m. In women's basketball, the Cyclones won 69-51 over the Longhorns. The win brings Iowa State's streak to 3. Iowa State now firmly holds onto the 4th spot in the Big 12 Conference. This game is a huge win for the team considering that the Longhorns hold on to the 3rd spot in the Big 12. The Cyclones lost by 6 the last time the two played in Hilton earlier in the season. In the latest NCAA bracketology, the Cyclones came in at the 11th seed. But this game ensures that the Cyclones will be moving up in the eyes of experts. The Cyclones have a chance for another revenge game on Sunday at the TCU Horned Frogs. The tip is scheduled for noon. In professional sports, Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Jameis Winston is doing everything he can to stay in the NFL. On Wednesday, he underwent LASIK surgery to correct his nearsightedness. Interceptions have plagued Winston throughout his college and NFL career. In 2019, he threw 30 interceptions, but still a league-high 5,109 passing yards and 33 touchdowns. Winston says that there were times during games when he couldn't read the scoreboard. He hopes that his surgery will help the Buccaneers feel more confident with him heading into next season. The Houston Astros addressed the team's sign-stealing scandal at their spring training facility on Thursday. Owner Jim Crane first apologized and vowed that the team would never cheat again. But then, he told reporters that he didn't feel like the cheating impacted the game, and for that reason, their World Series isn't tainted. Star players Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve expressed extreme regret for the situation. Bregman says that the team has learned from its choices. This comes after the MLB suspended Astros manager A.J. Hinch and general manager Jeff Luhnow for a year. The Astros subsequently fired both and have been dealing with the fallout from fans since. That's it for sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break.
The 2019 Photographer of the Year Lumix People's Choice was given to Sam Rowley for his photo showing two mice fighting each other in the London subway system. Rowley spent 5 days lying in the subway's platform trying to take photos of the rodents who would occasionally fight over small scraps of food left from passengers. Rowley's photo was selected out of 448,000 different selections.
And finally tonight, here's something you don't see every day. A Girl Scout troop in Chicago set up a booth to sell cookies outside a marijuana dispensary. The group of 6- and 7-year-old Girl Scouts sold more than 200 boxes on Sunday. They're not the first troop to do this either. Girl Scouts in California and Colorado have done it too. The owner of the dispensary said their customers and the cookie sales proved to be a great match. And I really am in the mood for some cookies now too. I'm kind of hungry.
I believe I saw some Girl Scout cookies by Hy-Vee the other day when I went out to get some. So I think I might have to make a quick little emergency stop.
I may be going with you.
Well, that's all we're going to have for this edition of NewsWatch.
Don't forget to follow us on social media at GSTV.
Stay warm and have a great night, Ames.